Complacent Badger.
I'm Kilo.
And we are watching Snarltoof Smashas versus Malal's Mashas.
Smashes and mashes. Do
Indeed.
you think this is going to be a lot of throwing and catching?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be the throwy and catchiest game of the season.
I should hope so. Stick to your strengths.
Yeah. So, didn't bother to look at team value difference. Probably vast.
I believe that is a very clear distinction. Yeah, it's got to be tons. Smash has got 5 rerolls in a very experienced team. Mash is not as many rerolls and not as much experience.
Yeah, but what they do have is the appearance of Ivan the Torrible, their Minotaur.
I like it, especially when you're going up against one of the biggest teams in the league. You need to get some sort of trick pony in there, and we've talked about how best to use
Badly hurt right off
a
the
star
bat.
player, but let's see if that character is used effectively to get the proper team players the proper amount of star player points.
Yeah. Boards are, man, it's... Alright, so, yeah, Minotaur, I think, is the best big guy in the game.
And why is that?
Wild Animal is the best shitty ability to have of all of them, because it doesn't strip your tackle zones away, and it's the easiest one to get the 2+ on, other than Bonehead, obviously. But, and then he also has a combination of Mighty Blow and Horns.
Nice. So you like the horns better than the claw?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Horns is, it allows him to even blitz other big guys.
Super true.
The only exception is the tree, which he would have to have an assist with, but... I do love Claw, but because he is Chaos, if he gets that first level, if you like it so much, you can get Claw first thing no matter what.
Excellent point. I'm with you on that. I think that he's super good.
Yeah, in my heart, the Rat Ogre is a close second, but he lacks the horns.
But he does have prehensile tail, right?
I believe so. I want to say that the two that start with prehensile tail are the Croxagore and the Rat Ogre. I could be wrong. I have never, like, I've played a round with Skaven, but I've never done a Skaven campaign or anything.
Let me look it up for you, because that's the same.
Because I think
prehensile tail, yep.
I think the Rat Ogre is prehensile tail and prehensile tail, frenzy, and mighty blow, right?
100% true.
Yep. And then it has the standard bullshit. Whoa! A fucking scatter launch that drops onto the ground and hops into Moglop's hands.
Oh, that's good. You know, that's if you're gonna do something like that, get it to Moglop.
Almost
he needs some more. He needs some more star player points.
Very true. So keeping that safety back. That's good move, good defense, and so lucky that he didn't just lose that level 4 lineman off the pitch because of that Wild Animal.
That's a silly place to put a level 4 lineman, I'll be honest with you. But I don't know what you're gonna do with him.
I think he got frenzied over there, and then the Snarltoof Smashas coach just didn't move him. Cage breaking, goodness. Get it, eat up that assist, get a guy in there, and then just take it out. And that's the issue of starting your cage adjacent to players, is that it's super easy to break. So, do have a couple players to fix it. He opts to go for the blitz immediately without doing any coverage or anything, with a guy without block. Turn 4, and he's already gone through 3 rerolls.
That's not a strong showing.
No. Already ended his turn. So, getting that Beastman free. How cool would it be if he did a lateral to that Chaos Warrior?
I'd love it.
Because he could get a quick chuck over to this Beastman and hand it off to the Chaos Warrior.
Oh, I'm a big fan of getting these teams to do something other than the super. I mean, the point of the story is you want to. Here you go. This is ridiculous, and I like it.
Yep, that was a really good lateral, and you got a lot of protection. So this is a nice pocket with the Ivan the Terrible being the spearhead. Malal's
and that's what you
great.
want that guy to be doing. Yeah, he is. That's what you want him doing is being that the tip of the spear because of the strength and plus the horns, and you want him to be doing the blitzing because he's the guy who's gonna be. He needs to have that in effect to diminish his wild animal.
Yep, and he can get you out of a lot of sticky situation if he doesn't wild animal or put himself down because he doesn't have block and he has loner.
Yet.
Yeah. And there he goes, opening it up. Dodge saving him for the first one, but Frenzy allows Defender down. So there he goes, stunning it, and looks like it might be a clear run. It might be making another pocket. Ooh. I don't know if that go for it was necessary.
That's a sad face.
Yep, that was a pretty unnecessary go for it. That one space wasn't gonna get you anything. So I think that was a self-inflicted turnover. Chuck to the Chaos Warrior from there. There you go, touchdown. Get it, just go in. Oh, go for it. Oh, man.
That's not what you like to see.
No. So, Ivan, because a lot of things didn't happen for the Orcs, Ivan can get in there and open it up. Don't go for Rock Claw. Ah, wild animal. Bad. So
super bad.
Ah, man. It's one of those things that I think I would have no, I guess standing up to Chaos Warrior was the best bet. I think debating on whether or not I would have waited to move the Chaos Warrior until after I saw what happened with the blitz and then just tried my best to grab that ball and hopefully it bounced in the right direction.
Yeah.
You
never know how that goes, though.
Yeah, it's really risky. Oh. So, Orcs doing a lot of nothing.
That was pretty gross.
Yeah, that was...
And not really a fault of anybody aside from that first going for it was maybe not the best move. And I agree with you there. I think that was a mistake that ended the turn and you didn't get your ball carrier to move, but... Aside from that...
Yeah, at least if you knew you were going to be going for that go for it and move the ball carrier first, because it's no roll.
Right.
So getting the ball back immediately, so that's really good.
Yeah, getting a turnover makes a big difference, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What happened to... Ugh. And that Minotaur just ruining him turn after turn. What is happening to this Orc team? They are doing nothing upon nothing. Minotaur will not stand up.
I don't know. I was thinking about that because in our last video we talked a little bit about the Crazy Eights and we didn't really talk about the Smashas. And I think that they both had a fairly precipitous decline. And we can say that the Crazy Eights got knocked around fairly decisively, even though they won against the Hills Have the Ball.
Well, I would argue that a lot of those injuries were self-incurred, but we've gone into that.
Right. So they played him, and then he played me, and I looked at his team stats, and it appears that aside from the Hills game, if he isn't even or better, if he doesn't take less injuries, less casualties, like essentially less hits than the other team, he doesn't win.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to beat the Corsairs and the non-pro elites early, and I think it was because it was so lopsided by number of players. But anytime he gets in a smashy, grindy match, he has trouble. And I think that the Smashas have the same thing. He's got to be playing somebody he gets stuck in smashy matches.
Spending too much time being stagnant, throwing block dice instead of getting good plays made.
Yeah.
It's a fast game.
It is a fast game. We've seen, what, 4 turnovers? Early turnovers?
I think I don't know. I don't know if anybody's hit end. Well, I think the Smashas hit end turn a couple times just because they didn't have anybody to move. They just threw a couple block dice, nothing happened, and then they hit end turn.
Yeah. And that's tough. You'd like to see a little more strategy in moving your players around, getting that waterfall, because the Smashers have the strength advantage.
It's so weird that he did that. Was the player right here? Yeah.
No, I think he was one back there.
Was he here?
And he went sideways. Yeah, and he pushed him to the right and then moved one.
He had to have been right here because he would have blitzed the ball carrier had it not been. And that worked.
That's a definitive way to get that guy off the ball carrier.
He keeps running the thrower as a safety, and he doesn't have block.
And that makes a big difference if you're gonna be a one-on-one last-ditch effort on a guy. You know what I mean?
You need every advantage that you can get. Like,
who's he got on block that's free?
Why isn't he putting Moglop over to? Is Moglop not in? Looks like he's not in. Well, then at least Rock Claw or something.
Yeah, and that armor value deficiency is a great person to throw all the way in the back. Keep him from getting hit as much as he can while still using him very effectively as a member of the team. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So
a safety's not going to be absorbing as much damage.
I don't know if this was an oversight or what, but he left his Chaos Warrior in range of a touchdown unmarked. Like, that's a critical error.
That's pretty spooky. Just betting on the Mashas running it down the sideline, I guess.
I guess, and it looks like it was a good bet because he's not handing it off. Let's see if the Mashas see it, and yep, great finish off that cage. It's a little bit of a weaker cage because there's 2 players adjacent, but he did knock one of them off, so now he only has to worry about Rock Claw being adjacent to the cage. So,
going to have to support that with a couple more people.
If it stays the way it is, an easy handoff to the Chaos Warrior and a touchdown. This is just a 3+ handoff with a team reroll. He hasn't used any team rerolls.
Right, because it's not a pass.
Yeah, so
it's not affected, so it's always going to be accurate as a handoff, right?
Or you just walk it in.
I like that too.
About the same odds if you throw 2 block dice with block as a 3+ handoff. And it has potential of gaining you a couple more star player points.
But it wouldn't have because he was adjacent, though, right?
No, I meant the putting somebody down gives you extra stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying that way. I was like, that's...
So, just 4 KOs that didn't...
All of a sudden, my Paradigm Blood Bowl...
4 KOs that didn't come back. I don't know if I would consider 4 KOs crazy amounts of penetration.
No, but it's not crazy, but it's not insignificant either.
No. It's balanced. I remember just because a lot of people were watching this game live, and they tend to. I end up when people are playing games, especially important teams like the Snarltoof Smashas being high in the rankings. I usually have about 5 Facebook chats going simultaneously of people telling me what's going on in the game. So
really,
yeah, that's usually how my it's not like ultra common, but ever since Master Moose realized you could spectate, I have a lot of people that give me play-by-plays during the game all simultaneously.
wow, it's as if you're not going to see it for yourself.
I think people do forget what I do. But I mean, I'm happy people are like stoked about Blood Bowl, so yeah, I'm not bothered by it.
That makes me happy too.
Okay, holy crap! What was that? What happened in that game?
I don't know. Like I blinked and it was over.
Yeah, the Malal Smasher scored a touchdown. Yeah, man, those Orcs. And this is I think it's partly to do with the plateau effect that happens with Orc teams, that it's just like, I would like someday to have an Orc team at this level and see what I could do with them, because you have all the right skills. You have agility 4 characters, you have block, you have tackle, you have dodge, you have a strength 5 black Orc, you have block on almost every black Orc. I mean, you have the team.
Well, I think what happened was from what I saw, was there were a couple mistakes on the Smashes, but really, like, it happened so fast. All that I really saw was the Mashers just took control of the ball and didn't give it up. Look at it. 17% occupation own half, 82 occupation on the opposition half. So not only did he have the ball all the time, but he had the ball all the time in his opponent's half. Mm-hmm. And I think that was a lot of it. Good, solid caging when available, and did a fairly good job of mitigating everything else. And I just think that the Smashers got outplayed.
Yeah, Smashers played like a week 1 team. They basically matched up every player 1-to-1 and didn't play safeties, and when they did, they didn't play the right players as safety and only played one player as a safety, and didn't put him in prime position, kept him too close to the action to where he could just be bypassed.
Yeah, I think that I would have liked to have seen, because having 2 strength 4 players, I'd have liked to have seen more injuries caused by the Smashes. The Mashers did a good job of using the Minotaur as fairly effectively, especially for you see a lot of players get overly aggressive with their big guy. He did use him more than I probably would have, or earlier in the turn than I would have, but like I said, it was a pretty quick match, so wasn't really able to get a solid sense of everything in this one. Mm-hmm. But did Wild Animal a couple times, and it didn't totally screw his entire situation, because when that happened, he was on offense. You know what I mean? So it didn't. He wasn't in. Sure, he didn't get the touchdown, but he didn't have the risk of getting scored on. You know, he was never on the back foot, and I think the Smashers were pretty much the whole match.
Yep. I guess it was 6 KOs sustained for the Snarltoof Smashes. So I guess that's pretty significant, but I think there was at least 2, if not 3 players that were pushed off the pitch.
Yeah.
That ended up with KOs or something like that. So I mean, getting your guys pushed off the pitch, that's tough. I don't know. I don't know what really happened in that game. I just know that the Snarltoof Smashes didn't stick to fundamentals and never really had the ball.
Yeah. And so that's good for the Smashers. For the Masters, I think that just be careful about the frenzy and your big guy. Don't get overly aggressive. Mm-hmm. Stay true to what you know in Blood Bowl. Make your important decisions first. Don't count on that wild animal to roll. Make sure that if you are using it, use it either with a blitz if you can, or hit somebody, or don't make it an important move. Mm-hmm. And you can watch how I had to grow up with Brett, seeing how kind of there were times when I got really frustrated with him because I wanted him to do something that he wasn't gonna do. So now I pretty much use him as a deterrent to the opponent. So and I think that him and I have come to an agreement, and me and him are okay.
Yep, agreed. And for my 2 cents on the Minotaur is just try to never make him critical.
100%, and because he's gonna essentially fail you 50% of the time
From something.
and at least that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And it's more significant when you need him to do something and he doesn't. But man, does it feel good when he makes that roll and knocks the snot out of somebody. Woo!
All right. Well, we will see you next time.
Later.